Okay, so today's project is to remanufacture something which is going to do what this thing did. It is an MR2 exhaust heat shield. So it's like a two-skinned thing, all pressed and stuff. And I promised my buddy that I would make something which is going to replace it. I think if it were me I would just not replace it at all. But it's Tim's restoration, so we're going to do what Tim would like to do. So I think I'm going to use some stainless steel. I have these door entry bezels made up, and you pay for the stainless steel which is cut. So it's like a bezel, like a big rectangle with a rectangle cut out of it. And I always ask for the dropout pieces to be supplied as well. Well, because I paid for it, you know. All they're going to do is get a few pennies on scrap value, so they have proved rather useful in the past for making other stuff out of. So I'm going to use these pieces of stainless steel which are 2mm thick, and it's basically going to end up being, I'll draw it. So from the end it's going to kind of be like that, probably a bit exaggerated, a bit more like that. So the whole thing will be that way. And then I'll try and match up where the holes are going to go, and then underneath those holes there can be some washers, like maybe a stack of washers. And then that's going to space it off the bodywork the correct amount. See, there's captive nuts in the bodywork which is wrung off, so it's going to be a matter of drilling a hole, actually probably screwing that in place with a nut and then putting another nut so it would form like a lock nut, so then you'd be able to get some sealant underneath it. So yeah, that's what the project is. But this piece of stainless steel is probably about 30-40mm too short, so I'll just slice a piece off the other one, tack weld it on, and then we've got our piece. And then I use the folding machine which is under that pile of crap somewhere, make some folds in it. That's just a quick, fast and dirty little stitch welding in there. As soon as I take those G-clamps off, I should think it's going to go like a banana, but the bends in it will sort that out. Well, that didn't take long at all. Trim and weld 2 pieces of stainless together, and then comparing the two, I think, I mean, how could this have... It's got a sort of a plating on it, which means that the majority of it is, you know, it's stayed in good shape. The bits where oil is leaked onto it, I guess. But it's in 2 pieces, and once water's going to get on the inside of it, that's it, fucked. But then you've got this piece, stainless steel. See, this would have been spaced off with these pressed steel pieces here. And this is not going to have that. This is going to have like an air gap, maybe a nut or a bolt. Well, a nut, maybe a couple of washers. A little bit of wiggle room in there. In general, I think that's okay. I'm half tempted to clamp it up and put a brushed finish on it just for fun, but you know what, I'm not going to do that. Sorry, Tim. You can't have a brushed finish piece which no one's ever going to see. But it is stainless, and I'm sure if Toyota had not had cost constraints, they would have made it out of a single piece of folded stainless steel as well. So I guess the next video, probably going to see this being a complete fail and deciding not to have a heat shield after all.